on YouTube? This is Sam from TeamSamuraiX1 here, and today, guys, I'm coming at you with my true Draco Demise deck profile for the post and AWCQ. A lot of you guys have been asking me, Sam, what deck did you play at Nationals? Did you play Zodiacs? And the answer is no, I did not. I actually decided to play true Draco Demise because I felt like it's one of the best matchups against Zodiacs, and Masterpiece is just like an auto win condition if you can actually bring it out. And if your opponent has no out to Masterpiece, you're more than likely just gonna win the game because of how powerful and the fact that you're able to just use the effect to disrupt a lot of plays every single turn is just absolutely insane. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this deck profile. This deck, guys, was meant to purely beat Zeus, okay? Every single thing in this main deck, I'll explain to you guys why I play certain cards and things like that. And a lot of you guys have been asking me, Sam, what was your record? My final record ended up being 8-3-1, okay? So day one, I lost my first 2 rounds and I drew my 3rd round. So right now leaves my record as an X2-1. So I had 2 losses and 1 draw. If I lost anymore or if I drew anymore, I'm basically out of the tournament. So what happened was I was like, you know what? I had to win out. So from, round 3, I won straight 6 rounds in a row, which, secured my spot for day 2. A fun fact, I was the only Yu-Gi-Tuber that actually made it into day 2 with a 6-2 record. There was no other Yu-Gi-Tubers that made it day 2 except for myself. So with this record, for day 2, there were 3 more rounds that I actually had to play. So I literally had to win out my 3 rounds to have a chance to make it into the top 64 cut. But unfortunately, I lost round 11, guys. Round 11, okay? My 2nd round in day 2 to Joe Bogley. He destroyed me with Fire Fist Bear. So without further ado, let's get started with the monsters. For the monsters, you want to play double Masterpiece, the true Draco Slaying King, the win condition of the deck. The fact that you're able to disrupt a lot of plays during the player's turn is just absolutely phenomenal. Next, you want to play, of course, triple Dynamite Knight, the true Draco Fighter. 1 Majesty Maiden, okay? The true Draco Caster. This card is only good going first, not really good going second. And one of the cards that I actually regret not playing 2 or 3 copies of in the tournament was Ignis Heat, the true Draco Warrior. I only played 1 copy of Ignis, but I regret not playing multiple copies of this card. This card was probably like one of the best cards in my deck aside from Dynamite Knight. Going second, this card is the best card. Like, it's so powerful. The fact that you're able to tribute a trap card to summon this card, and the trap card pops Dryden. Dryden is then forced to pop the Ignis Heat. Ignis Heat will get its effect to search off the Heritage, and then Heritage gives you, an instant free Pot of Greed, which is absolutely insane. So I should play more copies of Ignis, maybe even try to bump this card up to 2 or even to 3, and just cutting out Majesty Maiden overall, in my personal opinion. But overall, when I saw this card going second, I usually won the duel, and so this card is just so good. Getting Heritage to your hand and also getting Disciples to your hand is just really powerful. So 1 Ignis Heat, I actually missed playing multiple copies of this card. So 1 Ignis, and last but not least, for your power monsters, 1 Maxi, because Maxi is the best monster in the game. And this card won me at least 4 games, like legit. Alright guys, I played 1 Zaphion, the Time Lord, in the main deck. Is that Zaphion, its effect is that basically if you control no monsters, you can normal summon this card without tributing. If this card cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects, and you take no damage involving this card. If this card attacks, okay, this is what's really broken with this card. If this card attacks during the end of the battle phase, you can shuffle back all of your opponent's spell and trap cards directly from the field back into the deck. Like, summon this against the mirror match, which I won a couple of mirror match just because of this card. I summoned it, your opponent cannot use masterpieces. The only out to actually out this card was Chalice. And especially what I find myself doing is that if I open up Regeki and Zaphion, I always normal summon Zaphion first against like the Zoo back row where they have at least 3 back rolls and things like that. I will summon Zaphion, attack, shuffle back all of their back rolls into the deck, then I can freely activate Regeki, because, if your opponent are sending like 3 to 4 back rolls in Zodiacs, one of them 100% has to be My Body's Shield. So, you normal summon this card, shuffle back all their My Body's Shield back into the deck, or sometimes they'll even set cards like Shuffle Reborn and things like that just to bluff you, so you can actually just wreck your opponent with just, 1 Zaphion. So, card is really amazing. Actually, a huge shout out goes to Hanko, actually. He was the one that actually told me about this card before the tournament, and, ever since I heard about this card, I'm like, yo, I gotta definitely just main one of this. Next off for spells, we're gonna play Triple Dragonic Diagram and the Double Terraforming. And guys, believe it or not, having multiple diagrams in your hand is actually not that good, and essentially a brick for your deck unless you have cards like Heritage or Disciples or any way to actually plus off using Dragonic Diagram's effect. And next off, you know, for the best spell card in your deck, triple True Draco's Heritage and double Disciples of the True Draco Phoenix. Disciples is your pot average of the deck, so you target 3 shell back into the deck and draw 1. So this card always recycle all your True Draco cards, which is really good. And True Draco Heritage is like a pot of greed, especially with Ignis. Card is really broken, especially in the mirror match. You never want to, you want to resolve this card last. So you bait out everything, bait out your opponent's masterpiece, and then the last thing you want to resolve is just Heritage, and it's activate Heritage, draw 3. It's just really broken. You know, the power cards, draw power, triple card demise. Not a lot of people are maining Ash Blossoms. The only cards that people are maining is just Ghost Holger. So card demise is always resolved. You know, next off, it'll play double Pot of Desires. Basically digs deeper into your deck for the resources that you need. And you know, this is a really good drawing. And last but not least, double Pot of Duality to round off our Holy Trinity. If you open up, you know, Duality, Desires, and card demise in your opening hand, there is no way you're losing the duel, man. It's this like this whole combination, if you have it in your opening hand, like, you just win. And you know, and in addition to like your draw cards right here, you also got cards like, you know, these cards are draw cards as well, and Heritage is also a draw card as well. So the reason why and that's another reason why I like the deck, because the fact that you're able to dig through your deck for so many resources and to see your combo plays and you know, to see your board wipes against Zeus is just really powerful. So like, you have a massive draw engine, and the fact that this deck, you know, can essentially have 3 summons in one turn. 1 is your initial normal summon, and 2 you have, you know, a additional tribute summon off Disciples, and also another additional tribute off the Heritage. And that's why I like this deck so much, because you're able to have more than one multiple play. So that's why I decided to just play True Draco instead. After the staples, we're gonna play 1 Dark Hole, 1 Regeki, 1 Cosmic, and last but not least, 1 Demonarch Stormforth. These cards are really powerful 1-ofs in the deck. Dark Hole, Regeki, really good against Zodiacs overall, and really good against Masterpiece, because really mirror match, Masterpiece is always going to be unaffected by traps and monsters. So these cards are just really powerful cards. This format, Cause Cyclone is just really good. Hitting Barrage or even hitting Heritage is really important. So that's pretty much it for the spells. And I actually main deck 2 Cause Cyclone before the tournament, but you know, for last minute changes, I decided to basically move the second Cause Cyclone into the side deck to main the Zaphion, which won me a ton of games. So it worked well for me. Next off for our traps, we're going to play triple True King's Return and triple True Draco Apocalypse. I decided to maximize you know, the trap lineup because these cards are really good going second. So that way that Dryden is forced to pop the monster that you tribute summon for it this turn. So that way that they can just get more advantages with their effects once Dryden activates, which is really awesome. So these cards are really good going second. Yes. Triple Dimensional Bear just basically kill Zoo and just skip their entire turn. And the reason why I won all my Zoo matchups is because I played triple Demonics Erupt. This card is really broken. It is essentially a skill drain in the deck, and a lot of people made a mistake where they always think that, oh my god, since you don't control a tribute summon monster, this card will die. No, it does not. This card dies during the end of my turn if I don't control a tribute summon monster. So usually during your opponent's turn, when I basically shotgun Demonics Erupt, they'll be like, okay, Gamma Seal my Dynamite, alright? And then they'll just summon like a rat, go Broad Bowl, activate Broad Bowl's effect to search, and I'll be like, okay. And they're like, wait. They'll read the card and be like, wait, but you don't control a tribute summon monster. No, it's not like that. This card is a skill drain. The only requirement that you need to activate this card is controlling a tribute summon monster. Once it's flipped, it's essentially a skill drain. So card won me so many matches against the Zodiacs. The only time I actually lost to Zeus was my first round to True Draco Zoo, because when I flipped this card, he played around it using his True Draco engine. He had the True Draco engine to actually out it. Throughout the entire tournament, every Zoo matchup I faced game 1, and when I resolved the Monarchs Erupt, I usually just won the duel. So this card just won me so many games. And last but not least, 1 Imperial Order, 1 Torrential Tribute, and 1 Waterfall of Dragon Souls. These cards are really powerful cards. Waterfall is really good for in case you break with too many monsters in hand. You can send those monsters to the graveyard and draw how many amount plus 1. So let's say you send 2 monsters from your hand to the graveyard, you draw 3, and then you can activate Draco Phoenix to basically just recycle those 3 back into the deck. And it's also really good under Demise. So if you have Dynamite and Waterfall, it's essentially a masterpiece, because Waterfall can just search your masterpiece from your deck to your hand, which is really powerful. And this card is just really good under Demise. But only Waterfall is only good going first, so I usually side this card out during games 2 if I'm going second, and game 3 if I'm going second as well. So Waterfall is okay. Resolved it a couple times in the tournament, but Imperial Order is just amazing. Like, if you open up Imperial Order and Erupt, like, it's gonna be really hard for your opponent to actually get over this. So what you do is that, like, you control Tribute Summon Monster, right? You shotgun the Monarchs Erupt, if they have Cosmic Cyclone, they'll chain, and you chain Imperial Order, and then like they can't do anything from there on, and you just win the duel. In my main deck, I did main 45 cards in the deck, but you know what? The 45 card count doesn't really hurt the deck too much because you have cards like Pot of Desires, and you have cards like Heritage and things like that to basically dig through your deck. So it didn't really conflict too much with consistency. So yeah, so let's go up to the side deck real quick. You know, double Magic Deflector. This card is essentially D-Barrier for the True Draco matchup because it basically says no to all their spell cards, which is really good. One Dark Hole, especially going second Zeus. Double Chalice. These cards are really good going second. So double Chalice, Dark Hole, Cosmic's really good going second. I usually slide all these cards in going second. So yes, triple Anti-Spell for against. The only deck that I would side this card against is Pendulums, but I faced 0 Pendulums, so this card wasn't really useful the entire weekend. Triple Ash Blossom, really good against the Mirror match, and it's really good going second as well, and it's really powerful against rogue matchups, especially grass and things like that. And last but not least, double Zaphion, the Time Lord. Card is absolutely amazing. I usually side, like, the only cards that I side the most going second, depending on the matchup, is just like these cards right here. Like, I'll slide these cards in going second, and it's just like, these cards are all blowout cards. Chalice is just really good, you know, especially if you want Chalice and Dark Hole against the Mirror match. Like, you can just Dark Hole, it'll be like Chain Dynamite's effect, and be like Chalice, you know, then like, they don't get any value off their stuff, and then you just basically just Zaphion them, shuffle back all their trap cards into the deck. It's just really amazing. So, I love Zaphion. This card was the MVP of the entire weekend. So powerful, guys. Really broken, so broken. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for my side deck, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Here was a, you know, pretty quick deck profile on what I played for the entire tournament. The only thing that would actually change the deck is probably bumping up Ignis to maybe 2 or 3 of the deck because of how powerful Ignis is, especially going second. And my overall tournament experience was really amazing. My final record was 8-3-1. I lost to Joe Bogley in round 11. Really unfortunate, but he was a really nice guy and things like that. You know, it was really cool being the only YouTuber actually making it to day 2. So I really tried to actually top, guys. So, you know what, I'll probably get them next year. I'll practice even harder. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. You know, a huge shout out goes to my boy Hank Chow for actually, you know, helping me playtest throughout the entire weeks against Zodiacs. In day 1, I didn't lose to any Zeus. The only time I lost to Zeus was probably day 2 to Joe Bogley. So that's was pretty much it. Shout outs to also Victor Lee as well for actually, you know, convincing me to actually play the Monarchs are up. So huge shout outs to my boy Victor Lee. So that's pretty much it for the deck profile, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Sam from Team Sam signing out. Alright, guys. Peace.